This is Callie. This is our home for the next few months, and I'm going to do a one-ish or so take of all the upgrades that we've done to make this go from a standard RV to something that we can really live and work and use and play in over the next few months of our travels. Alright, so coming along the front of the trailer, what we've got here is an extra power cord for the truck to trailer connection. What this is going to do, this Anderson connector here, is going to allow for a greater amount of power output to the batteries. So you're not going to get a great charge with this guy. It'll sustain the batteries, but it won't charge them. You really need this or something like that to fully charge it. I also added an extra battery and changed the type of batteries because these batteries are AGM deep cycle batteries, and what they're going to do is provide a longer amount of lower consumption output versus a car starting battery, which is what they come with all these RVs. And that's going to have a high amount of output but low amount of time. So switching that up. Coming along here through the pass-through storage. What we did in here is, I did a lot in here, but that's all that. That's another video right there. What we did in here is add a shelf, and that's just, storage is key. Having the right amount of storage in your RV is absolute key. I also added some of these lights. These I stole from the ceiling inside and added them because there's not much light in here before. It was pretty rough. Alright, so coming under here, we did quite a bit. I added this spring to try and keep these wires up and out of the way when we're going down the road. Before that, they would hang down real low, and I just didn't like that for the terrain that we're going to be covering. It's nice to have them up and out of the way. And also on top of that, back there, I added shocks to the tires to give a much better ride over just the standard leaf springs. Did that on all four sides, and I believe they work pretty darn good. Coming back, we had speakers on it, but I actually found out that they had just deteriorated over time, so I replaced them with some better speakers from a buddy. And going to the stern of the RV, best thing was the hitch. It's a 2-inch receiver hitch, so I can put a standard bike rack in there, which is fantastic for our bikes. Also went through and upgraded everything to LED. Everything on the entire RV as it was all incandescent lights, and that's just a no-go. They draw a ton of power, they burn pretty hot, and they're just not as bright. So these guys, I think they're 15-inch tall LED strips. You will definitely know when we are stopping. And then down below, I added some LED lights down below for reversing. Had to run a wire from the back here all the way to the front for the reverse circuit, but it is incredibly beneficial. There's one on either side, and they definitely light it up when you're backing up. And that's, I mean, we're going to pull into times that's going to be dark, and it's going to be, I mean, especially out in the west, it's going to be really dark. So we definitely need some backup light, and it's much better than Natalie out in the back with her phone, or me out in the back with my phone. Alright, let's head inside to see what happened in here. And to me, the first noticeable thing is going to be the lighting upgrade that we did. These were all the old style lights that were, actually I moved a few of them down into the pass-through storage that's underneath the couch there. And they were all this style. Just this click on, click off. And the most annoying part about that is they were individually controlled. So you had this one, this one, this one, and this one, and they were all separate. So to turn on all the lights, you had to walk through the whole RV, which was just very cumbersome. They didn't put out that much light, and the funniest part to me is you can see it right there. They discolored the ceiling because the 60 or the little incandescent bulbs got so hot, which is crazy. So, but now we have the LED can lights recessed, and they are so much brighter, and we had to add a dimmer, and it was great. Then we went on to the bed. It was an awful mattress that was there. That's all I say about that. And to do that, to get this larger mattress in here, it doesn't fit, so I had to add some straps. Not the most pretty thing, but it works, and we get a big bed, and we also get to retract it on both sides of the bed. Can't charge your phones unless you have 12-volt power, so we had to add 12-volt power right there. because you don't want your 120 stuff on all the time or it'll eat the batteries when you're dry camping. And then on my side, I also added an HDMI cord that can come out, and that runs underneath the trailer all the way to the TV. Last thing on the front side of the trailer is we went through and added a fan. And that thing is fantastic.
Fantastic. You see what I did there? How hilarious.
Yeah, cool. So anyways, the first experience, that was just a regular vent right there. And our first time ever taking this out, we made some bacon right here. It was a still morning. There was no air, nothing. And the whole place smelled like bacon the rest of the time. This is actually a pretty neat model of fan. It has an auto on it. So I can either do 1 through 10 speeds or just have it set to auto. It'll automatically go on at a set temperature, which is great. In the kitchen, we didn't really have to do too much. Just added a shelf in here because that's a large opening just to have things scattered about, and we can't have that. And then also under there, we added a bag holder for all the plastic bags for trash. Over here, there was a small TV there, and so we updated it to a larger TV because we do like to watch shows and whatnot, and there's not much of a size difference depth-wise. This one's actually a little bit thinner than the TV that was there, and there's not much difference in power consumption either. They're pretty low. Speaking of power, right here, we added a power control display module thing, control panel, whatever. This will show us our voltage and our amperage that is leaving. This will do in and out, switch it from power in, power coming out. This is the only thing that was there originally. It's the furnace and cool controls for the AC system. And this will turn on our inverter for the 12 volt to 120 volt conversion. And then in the bathroom, possibly one of the most important things that we did was we took the old awful shower head and replaced it with one that actually really works. So it was like a leaky faucet before, and now it's like a great thing we can really use to wash out. So do you think all the upgrades have been worth it for the travel trailer?
Absolutely.
Awesome.